자, 아침밥을 먹었고 어제 영어신문을 못 읽었는데 좀 읽겠습니다. Immigration to UK soars despite Brexit. London. Britain had thrown borders open since voting in 2016 to leave the European Union. Inflammatory warnings from politicians, knife-edge vote in Parliament, a looming election against a backdrop of national crisis. Britain's ruling Conservative Party has been caught up in a clamorous debate over deporting asylum seekers to Rwanda, which has at times sounded like a not-so-distant echo of Brexit. In 2013, 3,000 people emigrated to Britain from India. A decade later, it was nearly 8 times that number at 253,000. 중앙데일리 기사인데 Samsung Top 10 News 2023 Business. Inflation falls after government cracks down. Inflation grew 3.3% in November, down from 5% from a year earlier. Inflation had generally been falling since it peaked at 6.3% last July. The growth fell as low as 2.3% in July 2023, but climbed back to above 3% in the following months, amid strong agricultural product prices led by heavy rainfall and extreme heat waves. Cozy retreat for fairy tale getaways. Let the others ski. Did the hotel conjure hot cocoa by the fire? The Western. Drive about an hour south of Twin Farms and you'll find the town of Weston, where you can hunt for treasures in the aisles of the long-standing Vermont County store and spend mornings in the brisk air of the nearby Green Mountain National Forest. The Weston Hotel had its official opening here in November and has 9 rooms and chute. The chute have private decks with cozy decor, including English and American antiques. Fishers in the comfort of solitude. Movie review. 2 men's lives converge amid the loneliness of a strange apartment tower. The film unfolds in a space that seems like a dream or a hallucination, pulsing with the rippling soul rush of love. Villa in the World book review. Portraying Castle with the sort of swift, opinionated stroke she herself used to create a character. Taylor offers an elegant literary essay rather than new facts or startling interpretation. Ghost finally given substance after the review. A vital exhibition uncovers the record of unnamed Black people in artworks. Add an uplifting section of the exhibition dedicated to works by Black makers include a stirring portrait of the Baltimore minister, abolitionist, educator, and author Abner Coker, painted by the artist Joshua Johnson, who, along with Coker, was a founder of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Abolitionist. It's okay to call it soccer, but really, the word elicits an almost visceral response in most British audience. In surprise, groups of apes cooperate. Bonobos challenge the notion that humans alone engage in such friendly alliance. Encounters lasted hours or days, and once two groups lingered for 2 weeks before parting. Morning person maybe sank the Neanderthal in you. People who get up early share DNA with their species of Denisovans. Neanderthals were morning people. A new study suggests, and some humans today who like getting up early might credit genes they inherited from their Neanderthal ancestors. The new study compared the DNA in living humans with the genetic material retrieved from Neanderthal fossil. It turns out that Neanderthal carried some of the same clock-related genetic variants as do people who report being early risers. Algorithm may prove a wine terrier. It's one of those terms that the wine industry like to keep a bit mysterious. Part of the magic of wine, said that a computational neuroscientist at the University of Geneva, demystifying a term wine aficionados like to use. Democrats fear Biden impact on races. Congressional candidates in some key states point to his lagging poll numbers. Democrats in battleground states are growing increasingly anxious about President Biden's low approval rating, worrying that voters' persistent antipathy toward his leadership could not only cost the party the White House, but also weigh down the candidates who are sharing the ballot with him. These Democrats fear that the Biden campaign is late in building a strong organization in the handful of states that are likely to determine next year's presidential election. They pointed to polling numbers showing Mr. Biden's lagging far behind the Democratic candidates for Congress in those states and struggling among key groups of voters, including Black and Latino Americans. What you are seeing from voters is they are not that engaged. They don't really like their option. The wildly popular police scanner got silent for many. Not only are voyeurs listening, there's potential for the shooter they are searching for to be the listening. Greetings. The 2023 Good Tech Awards. San Francisco. In the tech industry, 2023 was a year of transformation. Led by the success of last year's breakout tech star ChatGPT, Silicon Valley's giant rushed to turn themselves into artificial intelligence companies, jamming generative AI features into their product and racing to build their own, more powerful AI model. They did so while navigating an uncertain tech economy with layoffs and pivots galore, and while trying to keep their aging business models aloft. Chinese students bought U.S. crypto mines for over $6 million. A legal dispute in Texas reveals the method used by investors to move funds. Chinese investors use crypto mines to generate currency, primarily Bitcoin. Could voters conclude that Biden is the riskier bet? Donald Trump's candidacy and message are likely to be about restoring a pre-pandemic order and a sense of security in an unstable world. Whatever advantage Mr. Biden held over Mr. Trump on the issue of who would be more likely to bring about order, stability, and calm, it had surely been erased at this point. Diplomacy thrives at the dinner table. They project American bounty and power, showcase the best about food and entertainment, and confer honor on guest nations. The year in Apple Watches, AI and anarcho-capitalist. We covered a lot of ground together in 2023. In this issue of my column, I'll update you on some topics I wrote about this year. A lot of things didn't turn out quite as I'd imagined. Some did. Nobody read this column to get rich by learning what's about to happen in the economy and the market. For that, you'd want to put your money with the hindsight to the capital, the unfortunately non-existent hedge fund invented by journalist John that gets very cold right by investing in hindsight. Arguing a cherished holiday tradition. We lose something when we force ourselves to be polite. As we got older, people started speaking of what distinguished us from one another. I was the athlete on the way to college, while they were troubled youth. But I still saw our difference as slight. They just blossomed into life-changing outcomes. My cousins got tired of being broke and decided to sell a little weed, and things progressed from there. That was not a decision that was unimaginable for me. I was talented enough to play football. They were not. Their mother opted for cheaper rent-controlled housing. Mine felt it was better to ski by somewhere else. Teachers took a liking to me and encouraged my intellectual development. They were treated like kids on their way to dropping out of school. Diplomacy thrives at the dinner table. Culinary diplomacy is a vital tool in this time of sharp partisan division in the U.S. and spiraling violence overseas. Inflation soars under Argentina's new leader. Some economists are forecasting an 80% jump in prices from now until February. Truckers face chronic question where to park. With the absence of spot, long-haul drivers risk their safety and the income. Drivers more and more find themselves in situations where there is no good choice, so you try to make the least bad choice. Federal transportation officials and lawmakers are trying to bring some relief to truckers. Under the Biden administration, the Transportation Department has awarded tens of millions of dollars to projects around the country to build more truck parking, and a bipartisan proposal in Congress would allocate hundreds of millions more to address the issue. Why the world needs its own immune system? We should seize the moment. Right now, to build a new set of protection against future public health crises. A global immune system would rapidly detect and neutralize health threats before they do catastrophic damage to the world. The best movie about Israel right now is 18 years old. Munich was considered by many to be a flop in 2005, but its examination of the moral toll of vengeance couldn't feel more relevant. 우리나라 기사인데, let the reclusive loners out of their rooms. This is why the government support plan announced alongside the survey data is important. It is fortunate that the government has reorganized that the problems of recluse must be resolved cooperatively by society, and that it must take the lead.